What is up, guys? My name is Sean, and this is Primal Path. We are going to get into creating a windowsill, a room, get some cool lighting effects going on. Simply put, we're going to create a room first in Cinema 4D. So open up Cinema. Hopefully you're following along, and we're going to create a cube. We're going to make this cube 2,000 wide. We're going to make it 1,000 on the Y, and we're going to make it 1,500 on the Z. So we have this rectangular room right now. Actually, we're going to make it 3,000 on the Z. Let's make this longer. And what we're going to do is, you can make it whatever size you want. Just follow along. We're going to make this cube editable by pressing C on our keyboards. And now when we go over to the face selection, we can, as you can see, we can select all these different faces. So we're going to just take the front of the house and we're going to hit delete. So we have this open room like this, as so. And let's just name this room. We're going to go on to making the window in this room. So we're going to create another cube, name this window. And what's going to happen is we're going to use the blue arrow, axis arrow here in the Z, and we're going to basically just position this cube so that it's sticking half out on the back side and on the inside, as per so. We're going to decide how big we want our window now. We're going to basically make the X, let's just try 600. That is just way too small of a window. We want a big window. We're going to make it 1,200 on the X. The Y, 800. No, it's too big. We're gonna go with 600 this time. That is a nice size window. What we're gonna do is make sure that the room is on top of the window, and this will make sense later. We're going to navigate through a little panel here, and we're gonna find our bool expression here, which looks like a Venn diagram. Left click that. We're going to left click and drag our room and window and drag and drop that on top of our bool. And bam, just like that, it's punched out our window for us, which is exactly what we want. But it's added this extra triangulation here, which we don't want. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the bool itself, just left click the bool, hit C on your keyboard. It'll make it so you can edit it. We're going to left click, we're going to open that up, like as so. We're going to left click and drag window and room. We're going to right click, drag down to connect objects and delete. That's what we want. So now we can just drag this one piece out of our bool null. We can delete the null itself. So now we're left with this editable piece of geometry, which is our room, essentially. We can rename that now back to room. But we want to get rid of this extra line. We want to make it nice and fancy. So we're going to just go over to Mesh. Make sure it's all selected. Mesh, Commands, and we're going to untriangulate. Just left click that once. And as you can see, it's taken out our extra line there. Alright, moving forward, we are going to get into the windowsill. So we're going to go to Edge Selection Mode. We're going to select the 4 edges that represent our window here. We're going to right click them once they're all selected. Go to extrude. Extrude them inward as much as you want. How big do you want your border to be? I just want it to be 25 centimeter offset. Once that is done, we can go into face selection and now select this 25 centimeter thick border, and we're gonna extrude it again towards us. And as you can see, we're basically making the windowsill. But I just want to make it just noticeable enough. So I'm gonna do minus 25 centimeter offset, just like that, and as we can see, we built ourselves a little windowsill, which is nice. And then now we're gonna get into the good part. We're gonna basically build our shades, and we're gonna go cube. We're gonna drag this back into our window, as so. This is just to basically measure it out and make sure that the blinds are the same size as the window. So on the X, we're going to want to just make it just slightly smaller than the windowsill. So let's do 1100. 1150. Oh shit, I added an extra 0. Just like so. But it's touching the windowsill, we don't really want that, so let's make it a little smaller. As so. That's how wide we want it, how big, how tall do we want it. Let's do 10 centimeters tall. And for the Z, this is kind of up to your choice. It kind of depends on how big you made your windowsill. We're gonna do 22 on the Z. So it's starting to take shape, but we only have one, and that's not what we want. So what we're gonna do is have the cube selected. We're gonna go into the MoGraph tab over on the top here, and we're gonna hit cloner. We're gonna drag our cube on top of our cloner. And oh yeah, it's pushed it forward here. So let's just move the cloner back over to the window, as so. Definitely need some more than 3, so we're gonna do 10 for now. And on the position Y, this is how much like step there is in between each clone. So what we're gonna do is go -50, so it goes downwards, and this will make sense in a moment. We're gonna drag the top one as close as we can to the top, and I think we're gonna need let's say 12. And we're actually going to make this. So now we can adjust this. This is the step. We're going to do -46 on this. Drag this a little bit down. And then now, though, what is really cool is like we have this window, and we have the blinds in place, which looks really sweet. But we can actually animate this, going up and down using the amount. See, right now it's at 100%, and this is under mode per step. So if you go to 0%, they all get bunched up at the top. But you know, watch and learn. Oh shit! Look at that. We're just adjusting the amount. So now we can actually animate these coming down. But for now, we're gonna leave them at 100%. Tutorial's pretty much done. Like, this is really what I found to be works pretty well. And then to show the sunlight, we're gonna use Grayscale Gorilla's linear daylight. And just like that, you can see the cool effect. And we can adjust this all day. We can move the sunlight different positions, and we can also animate this. But yeah, it completely changes the dynamics. See, now we have, but it's cool because we have this cool like shadow effect. There's also something I found cool about the blinds is under the rotate, you can actually close them. Very simple method to making blinds, and hope you guys enjoy. Subscribe, like, comment, ask some questions. I'll hopefully get back to you guys.